Good afternoon and welcome to day number 168. My name is Mary and today's story is The Lord Saves Judah. When Hezekiah became king, the kingdoms of Israel, Syria, Judah, and all the lands near them were under the power of the great kingdom of the Assyrians. Each land had its own king, but he ruled under the king of Assyria. And every year a heavy tax was paid to the Assyrians. After a few years, Hezekiah thought he was strong enough to set his kingdom free from Assyrian rule. He refused to pay the tax any longer, gathered an army, built the walls of Jerusalem higher, and made ready for a war with the Assyrians. But Sennacherib Sennacherib, pardon me, trying to read a difficult word. Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, came into the land of Judah with a great army, took all the cities in the west of Judah, and threatened to take Jerusalem. Then Hezekiah saw that he had made a mistake. He was not able to fight the Assyrians, the most powerful of all the nations in that part of the world. He sent word to the king of Assyria saying, I will not resist your rule. Forgive me for the past, and I will pay whatever you ask. Then the king of Assyria laid on Hezekiah and his people a tax heavier than before. To obtain the money, Hezekiah took all the gold and silver in the temple, all that was in his own palace, and all that he could find among the people, and sent it to the Assyrians. But even then, the king of Assyria was not satisfied. He sent his princes to Jerusalem with this message: We are going to destroy the city and take you away into another land, as we have taken the people of Israel. The gods of other nations have not been able to save them, and your God will not be able to save you. Surrender yourselves to the king of Assyria and go wherever he sends you. When King Hezekiah heard this, he was filled with fear. He took the letter into the house of the Lord, spread it out before the altar, and called on the Lord to help him save his people. Then he sent his princes to the prophet Isaiah to ask him to give them some word from the Lord. And Isaiah said, The Lord says, the king of Assyria shall not come to this city, nor shall he shoot any arrow against it, but he shall go back to his own land the same way he came. And I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land. For I will defend this city and will save it, for my own sake and for my servant David's sake. Just as that time, Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, heard that a great army was marching against him from another land. He turned away from the land of Judah and went to meet these new enemies. And the Lord sent a sudden and terrible plague to the army of the Assyrians, so that in one night nearly 200,000 of them died in their camp. King Sennacherib hurried back to his own land and never again came into the land of Judah. And that was the word of the Lord. Now we come to our questions. 1. What did Hezekiah decide to do about the Assyrians? What did Hezekiah decide to do about the Assyrians? Number 2. What did the king of Assyria do? What did the king of Assyria do? Why was Hezekiah afraid? Number 3. Why was Hezekiah afraid? Number 4 and last. Who saved Judah? How? Who saved Judah? How? And that was the end of our 168th day. Thank you again for being there. I wish you luck with discussion questions. Have fun doing it. And may God bless us all until next time. Thank you for being there.